and welcome back to the next video in this extended series of videos released in succession, providing a full read-through of every witness statement from the UK trial between Johnny Depp and NGN. A special thank you again to Les from Spiritually Empowered Coaching for providing the voiceover for all the female statements. I hope you find this series informative, and here we go.
John Christopher Depp II and News Group Newspapers, Dan Wootton. This is the first witness statement of Trinity Corinne Ezparza. Trinity Corinne Ezparza of Pasadena, California, businesswoman, will say as follows. I am the owner of Tri Provide, a company that provides concierge services and staffing for condominium complexes. Tri Provide services to the Eastern Columbia Lofts, Homeowner Association Building, 849 South Broadway, Los Angeles, California, the Eastern Columbia Lofts, a luxury condominium complex where I also act as front desk supervisor. I've been employed at the Eastern Columbia Lofts for approximately 6 years in different capacities. I have acted as front desk supervisor for approximately 6 years. This is my first witness statement in these proceedings. Unless stated otherwise, the facts and matters referred to in this witness statement are within my own knowledge and true or are true to the best of my knowledge, information and belief based on sources stated within the witness statement. I make this witness statement in the proceedings. I do not know the full details of the claimant's claims against the defendants in these proceedings. However, I understand that defendants allege that Mr. Depp physically abused Ms. Heard, causing her to suffer injury on May 21, 2016. The purpose of this witness statement is to provide my firsthand observation of events that occurred in the aftermath of this alleged incident. I know Mr. John Christopher Depp II to be a former resident of the Eastern Columbia Lofts, I do not know Mr. Depp personally, nor do I recall ever having spoken with Mr. Depp, but I've seen Mr. Depp in the Eastern Columbia Lofts on a number of occasions. I know Miss Amber Heard to be a former resident of Penthouse 3 of the Eastern Columbia Lofts, I knew Miss Heard for over a year in my position as a front desk supervisor at the Eastern Columbia Lofts. I frequently saw and interacted with Miss Heard in person and frequently saw her and her friends and guests on security footage and have had a number of conversations with her. I do not know Ms. Heard outside of the professional relationship. As front desk supervisor at the Eastern Columbia Lofts, my regular working hours at that time were 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. between Monday to Friday. My primary duty, in addition to assisting residents of the building generally, is to maintain access control and otherwise maintain the security of the building, including observation of security camera monitors and recording security footage. I've seen Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard together on security footage on a number of occasions. I never saw the two arguing or fighting. Saturday, May 21st, 2016. I was not on duty at the Eastern Columbia Lofts on May 21st, 2016. However, at approximately midnight of May 21st, I received a call from one of my employees, Miss Galen Summerlin, to inform me that the police had responded to a call from the penthouse at the Eastern Columbia Lofts. Miss Summerlin was on duty at the front desk at this time. Miss Summerlin informed me that the two officers arrived at the Eastern Columbia Lofts. As part of my duties in response to this incident, I contacted Mr. Kevin Murphy, Mr. Depp and Miss Heard's property manager, and my primary point of contact for their residency, by text message in order to check that everything was okay. Mr. Murphy responded everything was good as far as he knew. As a result, I did not take any further action. Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. On Sunday, May 22nd, 2016, my Eastern Columbia Lofts colleague, Cornelius Harrell, called me to ask a question. During that conversation, he told me that he had just met Amber Heard for the first time. He was excited to have just met and interacted directly with Miss Heard for some length. He said that she came down to pick up a case of wine that was in our package room, and he told me that Miss Heard was so beautiful, charismatic, and well-spoken. Monday, 23rd, 2016. On Monday, May 23rd, 2016, I was working at the front desk of the Eastern Columbia Lofts and saw Miss Heard walking through the lobby. Miss Heard and I greeted each other as we typically did, and she walked directly past me, only a few feet from where I was sitting. Her demeanor was normal, and there appeared to be nothing out of the ordinary. I looked her right in the face as we said hello, and I saw no visible injuries whatsoever to Miss Heard's face. Tuesday, 24th of May, 2016. On Tuesday, May 24th, 2016, I was working at the front desk at the Eastern Columbia Lofts and had another encounter with Miss Heard in close proximity, and once again, I did not see any visible injuries to her face. Wednesday, May 25th, 2016. On Wednesday, May 25th, 2016, I was working at the front desk of the Eastern Columbia Lofts when approximately midday, Miss Heard came down to the lobby to give me a key for her unit, Penthouse 3, and asked me to give it to her housekeepers. I asked her for the first and last name of the housekeeper, and she said she did not know. I informed her that I was uncomfortable giving out Mr. Depp's key to a housekeeper without knowing the name. Miss Heard stood at the other side of the front desk at arm's length away from me. We spoke for around 3 or 4 minutes about the liability of releasing a key without thorough authorization. Miss Heard said words to the effect of, "You know who they are," and that she was too busy to get their names. I asked her to try to get their names anyway. She told me to call Kevin Murphy, their property manager, to obtain the names. I did ultimately obtain the housekeeper's name. During our conversation, I did not see any bruises, cuts, swelling, red marks, or any other injuries of any kind to Miss Heard's face or body. Miss Heard was not wearing any makeup at the time of our conversation. Her hair was back in a bun, and I told her, "Your skin looks flawless." Then asked her what moisturizer she uses. She told me she got a lot of skincare for free, but she mostly uses a moisturizer that she has used since she was a child. Thursday, May 26, 2016. On Thursday, May 26, 2016, I do not recall seeing Miss Heard. Friday, May 27th, 2016. On Friday, May 27th, I was working at the front desk of the Eastern Columbia Lofts. Miss Heard walked towards me with a sad look on her face. Now, for the first time that week, she had a red mark underneath her right eye. She said to me the words to the effect, "I'm getting a divorce," to which I replied, "I'm so sorry. If there's anything you need, please let me know." She then left the building with her friend Rocky Pennington, who also lived at Mr. Depp's Penthouse 1. Either later that day or the following, I saw media reports that Ms. Heard had obtained a restraining order against Mr. Depp for domestic abuse stemming from the May 21st alleged incident. The week of May 30th, 2016. After seeing the news reports of Ms. Heard's battered face and domestic abuse allegations, I was disturbed. When I went to work on Monday, May 30th, 2016, I knew this. I knew the police came to the penthouse the evening of May 21st. I knew that Mr. Depp left on May 21st and had not returned. I knew my colleague Cornelius Harrell had called me May 22nd and said he just met a beautiful and unmarked Miss Heard, spoke with her face to face, and helped her pick up a case of wine. I knew that I saw and interacted with her Monday, May 23rd, Tuesday, May 24th, and Wednesday, May 25th, with a clear and unmarked face. I knew I saw her leave the building on the way to court with a face that appeared marked for the first time on Friday, May 27th. Since my professional responsibility is to ensure the security of the building, I decided to go back and review security footage to gather more information about what precisely had occurred. That was when I realized with certainty that the story in the media did not add up. I reviewed the security footage beginning on May 21st, 2016. I saw Ms. Heard on a multitude of security camera footage clips on each day of the ensuing week after May 21st. I was able to zoom in on Ms. Heard's face in order to view the footage in greater detail. I did not see any bruises, cuts, swellings, red marks, or other injuries of any kind to Ms. Heard's face or body on review of the security footage. While reviewing the security footage, I came across a video that made me even more skeptical of Ms. Heard's allegations. A security video date and timestamped the evening of Tuesday, May 24th, 2016, showed Amber Heard's sister, Whitney Heard, Rocky Pennington, and Ms. Heard wearing a trench coat entering from the mezzanine garage entrance. They appeared in high spirits. As they waited for the elevator, Ms. Heard's sister, Whitney, threw a fake punch into visibly unmarked face of Ms. Heard. Then they all threw their heads back in laughter. Then they got into the penthouse elevator where there was another clear view of Miss Heard's unmarked face. I was disturbed by this video and the others I reviewed. So I discussed this matter with Eastern Columbia Loft's general manager, Brandon Patterson, and with my colleagues, Alejandro Romero. I showed the fake punch video to both Mr. Patterson and Mr. Romero. I also told them Mr. Depp left the Eastern Columbia Lofts May 21st at 8:29 p.m. There is video footage of his departure with two of his security guards and had not returned since. I reviewed video of the beginning of the face to face meeting Cornelius Harrell described having with Miss Heard on Sunday, May 22nd, 2016, at 1 p.m. I reviewed video of Miss Heard meeting with me on May 25th, 2016. In none of these videos prior to May 27th, 2016, were there any marks on Miss Heard's face. Soon after Ms. Heard went public with her abuse allegations on May 27, 2016, Mr. Depp's lawyer subpoenaed building personnel and the security footage. A pair of Mr. Depp's lawyers came into the Eastern Columbia lofts to go through our camera footage. I discreetly told Mr. Depp's lawyers to look for footage from Tuesday evening, May 24th, 2016, at the mezzanine level in hopes they would find the fake punch video. Later the week of May 30th, 2016, Miss Heard asked me for some help. She said paparazzi were bothering her. She asked me to go outside and bring her inside and make sure she was not followed. I saw her face, which was visibly unmarked. Shortly after Miss Heard obtained a restraining order against Mr. Depp, a huge plant was delivered to the front desk for Miss Heard and placed in the general manager's office to store until picked up. I called Laura Devonier, who acted as kind of an assistant for Miss Heard and later worked for Elon Musk, and informed her that it had arrived. Miss Devonier came down and picked up the plant and brought it to the penthouse. Later that day, another resident found a gift card in the elevator, which he opened. He brought the open card to me, which read, "I had a wonderful weekend with you," and it was signed E. I did not know who this card was for, so I checked the security camera footage. It had fallen out of the huge plant. I contacted Miss Devonier, who came down and collected the card. June 9th, 2016. On June 9th, 2016, Miss Heard called me and asked me for help. Specifically, she wanted help with certain media reports. I told her she would have to discuss that with the general manager, Mr. Patterson. She asked me if Mr. Patterson was in the building, and when I told her he was, she then came immediately down to speak with both of us. Miss Heard made it clear to Mr. Patterson and me that she was upset at media reporting that building employees had asserted Miss Heard was visibly uninjured in the week following her claimed injuries of May 21st. She told us, "I'm sure the front desk would never compromise the privacy of residents. I understood this to be a warning not to speak with the media, which neither of us would do under any circumstances. But then Miss Heard requested that we speak to her friends at People magazine, denying that building staff had made statements disputing her injury allegations. Mr. Patterson rejected this request, and we informed Miss Heard that the advice of the lawyers for the Eastern Columbia lofts was that we should not discuss residence matters with external parties and that she should talk to the Eastern Columbia lofts lawyers." July 2016. Sometime in the middle of June or early July 2016, several weeks after Mr. Depp left the Eastern Columbia lofts on May 21st, never to return, I was working at the front desk of the Eastern Columbia lofts. On that late June or early July morning, Elon Musk came down from the only elevator that goes to the penthouses and asked me to fob him to the garage. It was around 9 a.m. in the morning, and he looked like he had just woken up with messy hair. I did not know who he was until a resident who saw me send him to the garage told me that was Elon Musk, his hero. I spoke with Mr. Romero about Mr. Musk, and he knew Mr. Musk to be a regular visitor to Mr. Depp's penthouse and had observed him visiting her many times. Mr. Romero said that he had been visiting Miss Heard late at night when Mr. Depp was away for more than a year at that point. On the same day after Elon Musk departed the building, Miss Heard came down and approached me for help, explaining that she had dropped her keys down the trash chute. When we were standing next to each other, I could see a number of marks on Miss Heard's body. She had three small round bruises on the left side of her neck and two band-aids on her arm. Miss Heard also had a faint mark on her left cheek below her eye. That mark was approximately half an inch in length. I did not discuss any of the marks with Miss Heard. I believe that the facts stated in this witness statement are true. Signed, Trinity Ezparza, December 12th, 2019.